Whatever's good for you, man.
All right.
So before we get ahead of ourselves, I'll do the countdown here. 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Welcome, Grime.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, my friend? I am Terrence, aka Digital Joyride, and you are?
I'm Dominic. They know me as Grime.
That's right. We absolutely do. Dude, your clips, I can't even, I really wanted to get this show going, especially with you, because you're really active in the community. It's insane. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's start at the beginning. I've seen some of your real life stuff. You actually skate.
Yeah. When I was younger, I skated a lot. I started at like 11, and up until I think 18, I skated a lot. And then, life just kind of happens. Skateboarding goes on the back burner because it doesn't really pay anything. It's just fun. But I was highly devoted to it for a long time. But you just get older, you got to pay the bills, and sometimes your body just can't take it like it used to.
Of course. So like, where'd you grow up? What was your influences around you for skating?
I was heavily influenced by Baker. I think that was just from growing up on the West Side. I grew up in Vegas, so that was a huge vibe. Especially Andrew Reynolds, that was a huge him and Jamie Thomas. I know he was on Zero, but him and Jamie Thomas are some of my biggest influences on skateboarding.
That's awesome, man. So when you're going for a clip or when you're just free skating, whatever, are you influenced by your real life style, your in real life style when you skate, or do you go the opposite of the way you skate?
I honestly, it goes right off the dome. Like, even if it's stuff I can't do, it's stuff that I would like to do or stuff that I would love to do in a line. So it's a little bit of a mixture of how I skate and a little bit of a fantasy of what I can't do. So it's a little bit of both.
Well, I mean, like in your clips, like you have such a consistency as far as like, I want to say your library that's like so crisp and always on point, always locked in, always buttergram.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like I wouldn't even have like you can change your avatar and I would know that it was you skating. Just
Really?
yeah, man. Just because you're always doing a nice, cool low pop. You like to do shove outs and stuff like that. Like you're not trying to like do like fucking tray flips out of everything and you know what I
Yeah.
mean though, like you're keeping the flow really
Well,
natural and really good, and that's what
right.
like
I feel like when you're playing a video game, it's easy to go overboard. And I feel like when you do more of the basic tricks and you kind of go at a slower pace, it kind of shows the intensity of whatever you're doing because it's easy to kind of pass that line and just looks fake.
of course
So easy to just do a little bit of too much and it just throws it off. I feel like the less is always more,
more
especially with fake skate.
even a grind that goes on half a second too long
Yeah.
can ruin
Long grinds. Like, I know you can do that in real life, but it's totally different than fake skate because you
yeah
can grind forever. You can just keep going and going, and it just looks.
right so sorry so when we get into your creative process, when you're talking about your trick selection or you're going through um other than like location obviously, um what else goes through your head? Do you think about the editing while you're doing a trick, or if you're flowing naturally and something nice happens, then you go back and you say that's something you want to capture, or is it a bit of both? Sometimes you sit down with a trick in mind that you're like, I'm not walking away until I land this.
Sometimes, I could be watching a skate video that just popped up, and I'd be like, "Dang, that was a cool trick," and I'd want to implement that in one of my
Yeah,
videos.
yeah,
Sometimes just straight off the dome, I'm just, enjoying the game and I do something. I'm like, oh, damn, that was sick. And I'll make sure I record that. It's kind of hard not to record something because you're always going to do something sick. And then when you get it, you're like, oh, record it, you
of
know?
course, of
But
course.
it's really cool when you can get that real line and that you saw off of like Thrasher or something that you saw offline.
Yeah, Yeah,
you
from
know?
a spot, then you can, like Skater XL, obviously you can get mods and
Yeah.
apps and stuff. So you can just like literally do it 3.5 seconds after you watch it, which is can't even, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's out of this world, right? So
Yeah.
so going to that, are you on PC or console?
I was on console for a while. XL was the reason I went on the PC, just because of the diversity of it. It was
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
that's exactly where I'm headed to because it's so limiting on console, even session as well. It's you know, I want to skate as a Ninja Turtle, dude. Like,
Yeah, it's hard to do that
you
on
know what I
console.
mean? I'll never change the costume ever again. Like, that's all I'll need is a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah,
But that's just it's never gonna
it's
come
fun being
across.
able to do that, man. Like when
Yeah,
I was on console, you get to a point where you just feel very restricted, and then the game gets very repetitive.
yeah,
I mean, even with the mods, it gets repetitive, but you still have that luxury of new things coming out a lot,
a
especially
lot.
with maps.
Well,
There's
the
maps coming out all the time.
the community is so active, right? So
Yeah.
actually, this segues perfectly into the next thing. So, um, when it comes to must have mods and must have maps, what's on your list? And you can do some shameless plugs here for your sponsors and maybe for some of the team members you ride with.
Uh, Hold on, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
That's okay. What are your top must-have mods and maps?
My must-have maps and mods. Well, Buster Bale is probably one of my favorite maps, just because it has such a good variety of spots and real spots, and it's all tied together so well, and it looks very realistic. It doesn't have like sometimes I'll make a map which is fun, but I'll have a very skate park look to it, or
Yeah,
it'll look very blocky, kind of roadblocks. I hate to like shit on some of the map makers. Not gonna call anybody out, but
no,
some of
but
those maps look straight like Roblox, and I'm like, ugh. It just ruins the clip, you know. Like it could be a little bit shitty and still get away with it, but some of them are just so bad. But it's cool because people are
yeah.
learning, you know.
I was gonna
But
say it's all about learning, right? It's all about people like
yeah,
figuring it out, and I mean, you skate them, and you don't go out of your way to say, what you think,
yeah,
whatever, and you're just appreciative of the fact that it's a little bit of diversity or something that
right.
you.
Another good map is one of my homies' maps. My buddy Bootleg. He
Okay,
made Bootleg City. That's a really good like street plaza map. It's
okay,
kind of skate park, streetish, a little mix of both.
all right.
A
Well, we're
lot of
gonna
people
have.
got into that one when it came out. I think
Okay,
it came out like a year ago.
nice, nice. Well, we'll have the link in the description below. You can send me that later.
For sure.
People can check it out.
And then mods.
Yes.
Uh, Let me see. There's so many. I hope I don't like name them wrong because I definitely forget, even if I see them every day.
Yeah.
Um,
At the end of the day, people know what you're talking about.
I use XXL2 mod personally. It's gone up to 3
Okay.
in whatever version, but I use 2 because I'm on an older version of XL, just
Okay.
because I feel like it flows for me better.
That's what
Probably
matters.
just because I haven't mastered the new XXL mod yet. But that's a good one because that's the one that controls like your pop height and everything. That's how you control the whole thing.
Yeah, that's how you get some of those buttery clips.
Yeah. And then XL graphics for sure, because that's what's, your whole filming thing. That's your lenses. It's all your lenses. And, you can get presets from people that they make, and then you could plug those in. And then you
That's
got that camera lens. So you got a lot of different options of people that know how to like kind of manipulate the camera, make it look like a certain lens.
yeah, dude. I want to have on the podcast is Rook XL, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
dude, his filming, holy cow, man! Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy dudes in there. They make wild stuff. I've
dude,
never filmed skateboarding personally. Like I just watch videos and I try to emulate it off of,
I think that's
video
where
games.
most people fall into the category is just by
Yeah,
osmosis and like always figuring out get all the wheels on the landing and like little things like that you pick up from hearing other filmers or people talk
yeah,
about it because not everybody in fake skates uh
right.
or
Which is
skate
fine. It's cool because people get to live in a fantasy that maybe they don't do it, but they have a little
yeah
curiosity about it. And
Dude, look at the success of Zexy Zek. Like, he
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
skate at all, and like he's like
I
this.
watch that once in a while. It's fun.
Yeah, and that's the point, right? Is to just hop up and have some fun, and that's what it's all about, right? Like
Yeah.
I left a comment and I was like, oh man, that was so steezy. And some dude was like, steezy has to be done in real life to be steezy. I'm like, you are in the wrong place, dude.
Right.
This
I
is
just think it's
not,
all about having fun,
yeah,
whether you want to be realistic or crazy about it. Like,
yeah, it doesn't matter. Like
I
you
think it's a great
want to
outlet for
jump off
people
roofs.
learn about skateboarding.
Exactly, right? Exactly. So, do you have any sponsors? You ride with any guys?
Yeah. Homie Skateboards,
That's right.
Ame Footwear, uh, shit, Formula Trucks, Vault Wheels, uh, Modus, Apparel.
That's
What else? I'm
dude,
hoping I don't forget any.
you're decked
It's
up to the nines and
kind of racking up.
sponsors.
There's a lot of friends do stuff, so it's not. Doesn't even really feel like teams. It just feels like just a bunch of homies like making stuff, and we
That
all just kind of come together as a collective.
yeah, that's
I
the
feel
point,
bad because
right?
I might have forgotten somebody, but they know I'm shouting them out.
Yeah, no, again, you're gonna send me links and we're gonna have that in the
Yeah,
description
yeah.
below, and then everybody can check the shit out. So let's talk. Do you play session?
Oh yeah, yeah. Time to time. I don't like it as much as XL, not because I
Do
think it's a bad game at all. I think Session is friggin' sick.
you play the
Uh,
EA skate games?
yeah, yeah. I started playing. I've been playing since Tony Hawk, Pro Skater when I was a kid. But I didn't even know fake skate was a thing until like XL came out and I saw. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, me
It
too.
was so dope. I was like, I gotta get on that.
Yeah,
But I didn't even know they were doing that with skate. Like I was uploading like photos to that EA skate website or whatever they had, and I would just
yeah,
casually put them up there. I thought that's all it was. I
yeah.
didn't know people were out there making actual real videos. And then once I finally came across it, I was so excited. I was like, I got to get on this.
I know. I wish we would shift the name from fake skate to something like digital skate, because it's real time. It's real talent that goes into it. It's like all these people
Right.
making like clothing companies and shoe companies and board companies and companies and wheel companies, and like that's a very real thing, especially when people are starting to make money off of it. They have Patreons and stuff like that. You can help support one another. It becomes, I just think like the word fake comes with this like stigma. Um, and I understand like it'll probably never change. It'll probably always be fake skate, but um, I definitely look at it as like digital skate, and it it's a forum in which like anybody, any age, any gender, any whatever can like put together this alter ego character and just like go out and rip it every single day, and like there's no excuse to hate on that like at all, right? Which is why I
Yeah,
don't.
it's very cool. I just love how creative people can be.
Yeah, I like, which is why I don't take sides when it comes to XL versus session. I think the more skate games we have, the better it is. You know what I mean? Like session, the
Yeah, yeah.
for me personally, the difference between session and XL is session, it feels like work. And when I pull off the trick I want to, I feel that it wasn't because of skill. I feel that like I just pulled it off because I got lucky. Whereas XL, I feel like I'm good at it and I'm having fun effortlessly. I'm always having fun, which is, and I'm on console, which is awful, but I'm still having fun. What about you?
Like it is what it is. I still enjoyed playing on console. It's all I had. So, of course I hit it a lot. I was just as active as I was now, even on console, just because I had so much fun with it. I honestly think people are going to start shifting towards session. These console players, just because there's a lot more to it. They offer a lot more than XL does on console. For PC players, it might. I don't know. It's hard to say because there's always new stuff coming out for XL with mods that are kind of pushing the game even further.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard of the Fro mod that came out. That's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's a little bit of like the XL mod, and shit, it's just it's got like things like dynamic feet where it's able to detect where the board is. So when you do tricks, your legs look a little bit more realistic to how you're doing it.
Yeah,
So they're gonna land or flick better. When you catch, you're not gonna have so much ghost catch and stuff. You can kind
yeah,
of center where your feet land. It's
yeah.
just a lot of stuff. There's so much, it's so hard to describe.
Right. I just saw the Vato mod for Session where it makes dynamic clothing.
I just saw that too. That's crazy.
Right. And what I like is that, like, what's going to happen is, of course, Session is going to be like the new release, quote unquote, because, it's actually been out for like, what, 3 years, right? In early
Yeah,
access. So it'll be the new
I
release.
think.
There'll be, yeah, I think so. There'll be a huge shift where everybody will like jump on for like 2 weeks and be like, I can't play this game, or I love this game, or whatever the case may be. But then some sick ass map or mod is going to come out for XL, and then everybody's going to,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then it's just going to go back and forth, and you're going to like, competition breeds good product,
exactly.
right?
That's what's so
People,
nice about all these games coming out because it's kinda circulate. You get bored on a game, you wanna try a different one, but if you got a different skateboarding game, you're always gonna have skateboarding in mind or that passion that you have for skateboarding and be able to take it to different
yeah,
platforms of or different types of skateboarding games, which is really awesome because we went a long time having none. Just
yeah,
having Skate 3 for like 10 years.
bro. Well, I was just going to ask you, so in your personal opinion, do you think the new skate game is just going to overshadow everything and take over the social media blast? And it's
Uh,
it's free, dude.
I honestly think it's gonna make XL bigger, honestly, because
Okay,
it's gonna be sick. The online stuff, like I'm pretty sure the new skate's gonna be dope. Like I'm playing it for sure,
of course.
but I don't think it's gonna have that realistic side that like XL or Session is going for.
Yeah,
So I think it might drive people more towards XL or Session that don't really want to do the unrealistic stuff. I think they want to dabble in like being a little bit more realistic because maybe they just had an idea, maybe they wanted to skateboard and this is the way to do it. So
yeah,
now they can feel like they're actually skating because that's what the whole simulation is about, is the
yeah,
real thing.
yeah. Left foot, right foot is really a completely different feeling from the flick control of skate,
Yeah,
right?
and
Uh,
I still like the skate like control scheme, but the way XL did is just perfect.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I play skate one almost every day.
I had it burned on a CD disc on like a
Yeah,
on a modded Xbox that I got from a neighbor. It was so sick. I wish I still had that.
that's
That was
yeah. No, man, I still boot it up and I still play it because it's, you know what I mean, just that like feeling. It's a really good skate game. It's
yeah.
there's no other way to put it or excuse for it. It's just a really good skate game, and I think, yeah, I think EA Skate, whatever they're gonna call it, Skate Period for whatever, not for, um, it's they're gonna retain all the players that used to play it. They're gonna get a whole bunch of new people because it's absolutely free. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to put a lot of the events under a paywall. And
Possibly.
here's the thing, I was going to spend 60 or 70 bucks on it anyway.
Right.
If it wasn't free, I would have paid blindly. I would have bought it. I wouldn't have waited for a review. I wouldn't have any of that crap. I would have bought it for 70 bucks.
Right.
So I'm probably going to spend 30 to $40 on extra content.
Yeah.
It's free, and I'm going to get, the gear, the graphics, or the whatever that I want, and maybe a season pass probably, and see where it goes from there. But I'm like, they definitely have my money even though it's free.
Right. Yeah. I think they knew that for everybody. They're like the games people have been begging for this for 10 plus years. If we give it for free, now they got all that money to buy whatever cosmetics that we're gonna put up there to buy.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, do you think, where's your money going to go towards? Is it going to go towards a season pass, or is it going to go towards, because they're going to have the best graphics and clothing behind a paywall, like, because everybody,
Yeah.
after 3 months, everyone's going to look like everybody, but like
Yeah, that's the hard thing. Like
if
to
you
be
don't pay
unique on
for it.
that game might be kind of hard because if everyone's got the same clothes.
Yeah, right. And so people are gonna be like, here's my $2, here's my $4, here's my $3. And I don't know. I think at the end of the day, over the course of 2 years, if you spend the same amount that you would have spent on the game right out of the box anyway, that's pretty cool because at least you get to vote over those 2 years where that $70 is going towards. And
Yeah,
depending on where you put that money, EA can be like, oh, people are spending more money on this versus this, so give them more of this and less of this.
right.
Right. I think
Yeah,
it's
I'm curious to how far they're gonna go with the clothing. Because it seems like they've been kind of. I don't really follow. I've been following it, but I don't know how close they are with. Because like in session, I saw that they brought the baggy pants.
yeah.
Like, how in depth are they going to get with the clothing? That's what I'm curious about. And how long is it going to take for them to get in depth? Are they just going to slowly reel this out to
Right.
draw you in deeper?
Right.
And
And
then you just get all this stuff because you want to be more unique. So you want to get this before somebody else. I don't know. I just feel like it's a black hole, a big
yeah.
old money pit. Like,
Yeah.
great idea if you want to make a ton of money, but damn, it could really put a hole in your pocket, all that crap.
Right.
That's
Because
the
they
nice
said,
thing about XL and the mods. You can be
yeah,
as creative as you want. You don't got to worry about them putting it in there, and that's all you have to choose from.
that's right. That's right. Well, with EA, they said the map is going to be free for everybody.
Yeah,
But that means, it's about what they didn't say. They didn't say if the events are going to be free. They didn't say if the updates, they didn't like, there's so many things that they
right.
didn't say that could
Yeah, there's a lot
potentially,
still. It's a big mystery.
right? And
Have you gotten to play it yet? I haven't even played the new one yet.
I'm on the list because I have like the
Same.
Dakota consoles and what, like I have a PS5 and whatever. So I thought maybe they would have been like, yeah, here, play test it, but not yet. So I mean,
Yeah, I
they
haven't even got one either yet. So
they
hopefully
probably,
soon.
yeah, they probably got a huge influx of people that are
Oh
willing
yeah,
to
no
do
doubt, no
it.
doubt. I
Okay,
thought I was quick at it, but I'm sure there was people that were even quicker.
yeah, me too. I also thought I was quick, but it was like immediate response, and it was like, oh, whatever, right? So,
Yeah.
um, the next, I guess the next thing is, um, get a. You're a dad. I'm a dad, and balancing being a father and being involved in the fake skate community and the pressures of you got to upload every day or every other day or else like the numbers just get thrown way off and like the algorithm forgets you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it also depends, I guess, what your end goal is at the end of the day. Like if you're doing this for fun or if you're doing this because you do have a lot of investment into it and this is something that like it's one of my hobbies, dude. Like I'm a hardcore fingerboarder. I do this as well. Like this is something that it's important to me. So what's your take out of it?
There is definitely times where I'm like, damn, I haven't posted in a while. I feel like I'm gonna get forgotten, so I'll rush one out. But the having a kid is really hard because, I put him first before the game for sure. So I make sure he's taken care of. And
Of
then at
course.
night when I got time, once he's at bed, I just crunch time. So I just cram it all in, dude, like 2, 3 hours, just crunch it in.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. And like me being a fingerboarder, it's like the loudest hobby in the world, right?
Yeah, dude. I couldn't. That's got to be hard.
I have to really pick and choose my times of
Yeah,
and I can't do it. I got him a handboard and he's distracted with that, so I can do it while he's awake at least some of the time. But most
yeah,
of the time, it's just like you said. It's about them and their needs and just making sure that they're an awesome human being. So, uh,
but on the other hand, I enjoy it a lot, so I don't really feel pressure to do it. Sometimes I don't feel it at all. Like there's times where I'm like, I don't want to play this game. I'll play like Sandstorm or something. I'll play like something totally opposite of skateboarding.
yeah,
Um, and I'll just kind of give it a little rest for a day or two, and then I'm like, all right, gotta post something dope, and I'll get back to the grind and I'll put something up. But I really enjoy it because, like, especially moving out to the Midwest, like, there's not as much like concrete area to skate. It's a lot of grass and farmlands and shit.
yeah.
So, and the weather's always changing real quick, so I don't always get as much time to skate. So it's a great outlet to do that too. So
feels like real skating to me. So I get up on that and I'm like, oh, I got it out.
Hell
I
yeah.
got that urge to skate. I go play XL.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So last question. Where do you see the fake skate community in the next 5-10 years? Do you see people making real money on some of the sponsors and clothing? Do you see people getting recruited for, there's unnamed skate game coming out soon that's a collaboration of the guys from Easy Day and some of
Yeah,
the app creators and some
that
of
one looks really dope too.
right.
I don't know too much about that one. I've seen a couple clips from it, and I know some of those guys have made maps for XL,
Mm-hmm.
and they're pretty sick. So this game's probably gonna look tight. We'll see, because I think it's that dude's first time making a skateboarding game.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just talking out my ass. Like, I think it is. It could not be. Probably try. I don't know, but it looks sick. And some of the people I don't physically know, but I've talked to, like online
Yeah.
with all the fake skate stuff. So it's interesting to see that. It's just cool. Another skateboarding game. Stoked on it, and it's based towards the realism. So you got to be stoked for that. I
Yeah.
think I remember hearing people when we had skate. That's what people wanted, because like skate was kind of the middle ground. You know,
Yeah.
you could kind of do the realistic stuff when you put it on hardcore mode, which was tight, but it's still like it still was just something was missing. Like you do too big of a pop, or you just didn't have enough control on how you wanted to move your body. But it did have like a wide variety of tricks that you can do, which
See,
was dope.
that's
XL don't have that.
right. That's
The mods does, but you got to tinker so much to do some of that shit. Where I'm just like, I don't have time to do that.
the
I
right.
wish you did, but
Right.
dang, you'll see Frammy do it. Frammy does
Yeah.
some wild ass stuff.
Yeah, Fremi does some crazy shit. And that's actually why I embrace all the different skate games, because they all do one or two things really well, and differently than the other ones. So, I get a different part of me exercised out when I play different skate games, and I get a different satisfaction from each one.
You know what's kind of weird? XL has kind of helped my actual skateboarding a little bit, like how I approach tricks and whatnot.
I get that. Yeah.
Which was I didn't think it would, but it kind of did. And I wouldn't say fully, but in some ways, it definitely kind of matured my skating a little bit on how I approached it. I think it was the whole filming thing and how the tricks look. So
Right.
now I'm more mindful of how I do a trick.
That's pretty dope, man. That's
Yeah.
dope. So, if you have any last words or advice for anybody there aspiring to be a dope ass fake skater, such as yourself, my friend, the first fake skater to catch my attention and really pay attention to this entire community, what it's all about, was you, Butter Grime. So, any
Oh,
words?
that's awesome.
Any words for people? You don't understand. I'm really honored to have you as my first guest, man. So,
For sure.
yeah. Any words for anybody doing this here? And
I would just say have fun, because if you ain't, there ain't no point in doing it. You
amen.
know, you don't got to be a skater. You don't got to be nothing. You could just enjoy the fact that it's skateboarding and you like that and you want to dabble in it. Like, it's a perfect place to do it. Just have fun. Because if you don't, you get caught up in, the mindless posting, and then it just gets boring. Like, even if you do that, that's fine, I think. But all in all, just have fun, because that's what it's all about.
Amen, man. Amen to that. I agreed. Well, on those words, dude, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I'll see you out there ripping it, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude. Thank you
Peace
for
out.
having me on, man. It was dope.
And friggin' anytime, man. Anytime. Like this was a really good time, man. So
I mean, I was a little hyped up on that coffee I drank with no creamer, so I might have went off the rails a little bit on some of those questions, but I did my best.
no, that's the whole point, man. The whole point. This is it. The whole, have fun continues on in this podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Just go on, have fun, talk about whatever, and just showing love for the community and what everybody's doing out there, and just finding a way to be involved. This is the way I can do it, so this is what I'm going to be doing.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man. I like the idea of getting a little bit more personal with the people doing this stuff.
Yeah, because it's real people behind fake skate, right? Like,
Yeah, I think it deserves a little bit more recognition than it's gotten. I mean, it definitely has, I think, since XL, because I never see it until XL, and I think it exploded. And look at all the other esports that are going on, and you got those big names.
Dude,
Like,
at
I know
Tampa,
it's a different aspect of being creative and artful, but I think it's just as important as being skillful and reactive, like if you're playing Call of Duty or something.
yeah, no, absolutely. Like Tampa Pro, Skater XL was a sponsor, and they were giving
Yeah,
PS5s with the game. So it's like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's people are paying attention, and
That was nerve-wracking. I was on the first Fake Skate Open, and it was the scariest thing ever. Like,
yeah,
I
man.
choked. My stats were so bad. I did so bad on it, but it's okay. I had fun.
That's the
I did
point, man.
terrible,
And
but it
that's
was
why
fun.
people love you, bro, because you have fun, man. That's
Yeah,
the
you
point.
got it.
All right, dude. Have an awesome night. Thank you so
Oh,
much
for
for being
sure.
on the
You too.
podcast. I'll see you later, eh?
All right, have a good one, man.
Peace out, dude.